when behaviors like aggression are high, it's because communication skills are low. Your nonverbal autistic child is trying to get their needs met in any way that they can. It might be the case that your child doesn't know how to say, "I want more chips." And hitting is a way to get that same result. It's faster, easier, and it works. There is a way to break out of this old pattern and teach a new, safer one. So first, I just wanted to give a disclaimer that today's content is hypothetical content on when aggression is in order to gain access to an item. Okay? Hitting so you'll get up and give them a snack. Or pushing other kids to get a turn on the slide. Or biting little sister to get a toy back. Okay, so in each of these examples, the aggression occurs to earn the child a tangible item, a payoff. I say this because there are a few variations on why aggression occurs, and we want to rule out medical reasons, other behavioral payoffs. And so, like I said, in this video, we're just talking about access to an item. Okay, let me know if you'd like another video on the other reasons or other payoffs on why aggression may occur. Let's talk about the old pattern, or maybe your current pattern that your child has learned. Okay, so this learned pattern happens in 3 parts. There's a first, then, and last. So first, I want something. Then I hit, bite, or scratch. And last, I get it. Okay? And the behavior occurs because there is a want or need there. So the motivation is there. The motivation is present for some item. And aggression gives them that. Someone in their environment is reinforcing that, and it works. This might be your child's current learned pattern. Okay, let's talk about the new pattern that we want to promote. The new pattern could be, I want something, I communicate, and I get it. I get access to the item or whatever it is. And so if you see your child's still needs are being met in the last part of the learned pattern, but instead of aggression, we're replacing it with communication. And communication for your nonverbal child could look like a sign, so more. It could look like want. It could look like a point. Maybe start with one simple sign or pointing. It doesn't really matter too much what it is right now in the beginning. The point is that you start teaching one functional way for your child to get their needs met. A really common one is more. Or the pointing one is a good one as well. It's kind of like a general request that would work for a wide variety of items that they may want. So how do we teach this new pattern? First, you're going to practice when they're not upset. Okay, you're going to practice when they don't really need it right now. Because learning happens best when our kids are happy and content. Okay, we don't want to wait until they're escalated at level 100 to start teaching. It's really not the right time then. We don't want to teach them to swim while they're drowning. Let's say motivation is present, the child wants something. You help them sign or communicate. Let's just go with pointing, okay? You want to teach your child to gesture to what they want. Let's say they want more goldfish. You have the container and you see them looking at it. Curl your hands around theirs. Get that finger out, point. Go ahead and give them access to more goldfish. So what you're doing is pairing the point with access to the item. This is how you get your needs met. The pointing is essentially supposed to replace the aggression. Another way to teach this skill is to look at the warning signs before your child starts to get aggressive. So this one's a little harder than the first one because now they're not happy and content. Now they're a little annoyed. Okay, they're not escalated at 100, but there's a little irritation there. Like, let's just say baby brother took their toy, okay? And you see they're not at a level 100 yet. They're not getting aggressive yet, but you see the irritation starting to build. You hear the whining. You see your child start to get up. He's going to aggress. So what you're going to do is you're going to quickly jump in and interrupt that pattern. You're going to get his little hands and you help him point to the toy and you say, oh, okay, toy, here you go. Get it out of baby brother's hands, put it back in your child's hands. Thank you for telling me this is your toy. So you're replacing the aggression with functional communication. He can still get his needs met. He doesn't need to hit brother, but all you can do is like this simple point and tell me what you want. So parents, this is tricky because it really requires you to be on alert to identify those signals because it happens quick, right? He's going to aggress fast. So you're going to want to jump in with that communication before he gets aggressive. And that requires some thinking on your part. Okay, what communication, word, sign, gesture do I want to teach him to replace this aggression? So pick a word or sign first. This goes without saying, but safety is always a priority. To recap, we talked about why aggression occurs to gain access to items. It's likely because a communication deficit is present. When behaviors are high, communication skills are low. He doesn't know another way to get access to that item, and aggression gets him that. We talked about how to break the old pattern and teach a new pattern that involves communication. Practice throughout the day before he really needs it. Parents, your homework is to start practicing communication today. Remember, the best time to practice is when your child doesn't need it. If you learned something new from this video, leave me a comment. I'd love to hear what resonated with you. From your favorite BCBA, keep showing up, keep doing the work. You got this.